Hey there, Taurus, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your mid-month reading. This is going to be a reading from January 15th until the 31st, and we're going to take a look at your past, present, and near future energies. Also, Taurus, if this reading resonates and you want to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. Just go ahead and send me an email. And of course, if you enjoy what I do, donation link is also below. Any and every amount is greatly appreciated. And lastly, Taurus, if you enjoy these readings, please give this video a thumbs up and drop an emoji in the comment section. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Okay, bottom of the deck, you get the Sun. And the main energy for your reading is the Lovers. There's definitely a divine connection here, which makes you very, very, very happy. The Sun is the happiest card in the entire tarot deck, and you're showing it to me tied up to the Lovers. We'll see what this is all about, but it definitely seems like love is in the air for you. In the recent past, you get the King of Swords, the Emperor, and the High Priestess. Your higher self, your intuition, is really trying to kind of get you to realize something here, Taurus, but you're playing... It's almost like your higher self is trying to present something to you or get you to understand something, but your mind here in the 3D world is interfering with it. You're trying to rationalize or understand something through the lens of your mind or logic when it's being communicated to you from like the divine, from the 5D. So it's almost like you're like your higher self is talking to you, but you're not understanding what it's saying because you're not listening to it in that language. The best way I could describe it is imagine that you are bilingual, right? You speak English and you speak French. Your higher self is communicating to you in French, but for some reason you're not listening to it in French. You're trying to understand it only through English. So you're going to get like bits and pieces, right? Like there are words which are similar in French and English, but you're not going to get the whole message. And you're like, what the fuck are you trying to say here? There's something about that. I know I give the weirdest examples, but we'll clarify. We'll see in a minute. In the current situation, you get the 6 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. I like it. You're moving away from self-sabotage, from self-denial, from resistance internally for you. And you're moving into much more grounded, much more calm energy. I don't know where these walls, where this defense mechanism, where this I'm lying to myself came from, but you are moving away from it in the current situation. In the near future, you get the Devil, the Knight of Cups, and the Chariot. There is a lot of love here, okay? And you're moving in a very, very good direction. There's a lot of divine guidance, divine momentum coming in and kind of like being the wind in your sails and pushing you in this direction. I don't know why the Devil is here, though. I don't know what this is about. We'll see. Let's take a look. Let's start off by clarifying the Lovers, which is the main energy for your reading. Lovers is clarified by the 5 of Wands, the Judgment, and the 9 of Pentacles. You are very, very independent, Taurus, okay? You can take care of yourself. You're very, like you really are able to meet all your needs. You don't really need anybody. You're very self-sufficient. You're very independent. You're good on your own. The thing is, though, there's a little bit of conflict happening for you because even though you are good on your own and you can take care of yourself and you can be on your own and you're just fine, this connection also feels very deep for you and very intense. And that's throwing you for a little bit of a loop where you're coming to the realization of like, I can be on my own, but this connection is playing such a significant role and it's holding such immense significance that for some reason, you're looking at it as like possibly jeopardizing your independence. Like if I start developing too much emotional investment in this connection or energetic investment in this connection, I could lose some of my independence, right? I don't know where this comes. You get the Emperor, the bottom of the deck, and you get it again in the recent past. It's almost like this feels good and you enjoy being in this connection, but because you enjoy it so much, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, maybe this is not going to make me like, maybe I'm going to lose some of my ability to be on my own type of thing. Interesting way of looking at it, Taurus. Let's take a look at the recent past. We'll clarify the King of Swords. King of Swords is clarified by the 3 of Wands, the Universe, and the Fool. you're waiting for something here in the recent past, but you're not waiting in vain. You're essentially waiting for a cycle to close out and for you to have a new beginning. The universe is the last card in tarot. The Fool is the first. So you're showing me like, I know, like literally in my head, logically, I know it's only a matter of time until whatever cycle I'm going through right now, whether it's difficult or whatever, that's going to come to an end and I'm going to start fresh. So it's kind of like, you know, closing out one thing, starting out something new. This isn't accompanied by any pain or anxiety. It's very much like, you know, like, oh, tonight the sun is going to set and I'm going to go to sleep and then tomorrow I'm going to wake up, right? Like I close the cycle on today and then tomorrow I start a new cycle. It's kind of like that. You don't exactly know the timetable of like when exactly this is going to happen or how it's going to happen, but you know it's going to happen in the recent past. Let's take a look at the Emperor in the recent past. The Emperor is clarified by the 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords. There's a little bit of stress here tied up to your past, like past, right? So we're looking at the recent past, but you're throwing me back even farther. You're trying to maintain some emotional disconnect to not let, like essentially you're trying to not bring the past into the recent past. You're trying to not drag it in because you're trying to maintain this like emotional buffer. But something happened in your past which you can't stop thinking about. Now, again, you're trying to maintain control. On the surface, you appear very much in control, very much like, I got this, no worries, you know, I'm not phased, I'm not bothered. And you aren't, but internally in your mind, you're thinking about something. So I don't know what happened in the past, which wasn't so pleasant. And you're showing me like, okay, the past is in the past. I don't have to make it about now. But you're still thinking about it for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it is in your mind. I don't see it affecting you necessarily. Let's look at the High Priestess in the recent past. High Priestess is clarified by the 2 of Swords, Page of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. Lots of confusion. Deep down, right, you know that things are going to change. You know they're going to shift. You know there's going to be like a movement in a good direction. The problem is because you're not necessarily seeing proof here in the 3D world, it's kind of like sometimes you believe it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're like, okay, things are going to change. It's going to move in a better direction. Sometimes you lose that faith, right? So I do see in the recent past a little bit of confusion simply because you're not seeing yet the proof here in the 3D world. You can sense it, but you can't see it yet. Let's look at the current situation. We'll start off by clarifying the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is clarified by the Hermit, the Knight of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. And remember, you got the 2. No, you didn't. Why do I feel like you got the 2 of Wands already? You didn't. Anywho, so I do see you, again, moving in a very, very good direction energetically. Why can't I talk? You're way more calm in the current situation, and I do see your passion, your fire for something ignited here. But it's almost like you're waiting for things to pick up. You like, again, it's kind of like this energy where you know that something big is coming, something big is shifting. Like you can feel it, right? But you don't like it's not happening here in the 3D world yet. It's almost like, this is a really stupid example, Taurus, but you know how they say like sometimes fish or animals can sense before like an earthquake or a tsunami or something takes place? They can sense it. It's not happening here in the 3D world yet, but energetically they feel it. They know it's coming. They just don't know when. That's you. You can feel this big shift. You can feel this big momentum coming in for you, right? You just don't know when it's going to happen. But I do see you a lot more calm about it, about when it's going to happen, about, you know, whatever it is in the current situation. Let's look at the 5 of Swords in the current situation. The best way I can describe this reading so far is I know something big is coming. Where is it? 5 of Swords is clarified by the 4 of Swords, the Sun, and the 4 of Pentacles. I know. there is healing happening for you. So it's almost like the universe is trying to teach you patience or teach you something through this waiting, this, you got to wait it out, Taurus. I do see you taking like a moment for yourself, focusing on yourself to kind of get this like internal clarity. Because again, you're sitting here and you're like, am I like Delulu? Am I literally like imagining something? Like maybe nothing big is coming. And when I say big, I don't mean like, catastrophic. I mean like positive, big positive shift. And you're showing me like I'm taking a minute to really get clarity with myself. So this could come through meditation, through journaling, through, going inward to try to figure out like, what is it that I'm missing? Like, first of all, am I Delulu? Maybe I'm just imagining that this big shift is coming. But if not, what am I missing? What can I do to kind of like expedite this process and get it to happen now? Let's take a look at the Seven of Wands in the current situation. Seven of Wands is clarified by the King of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. I do see that when it comes to romance, I don't know if this big shift has to do with romance, but I do see that when it comes to romance, there may need to be a little bit of energy invested here on your part to really work with the other person, to really work on building together with them, and spending more quality time with them. There's a little bit of resistance there, possibly because you're so focused on like what's happening internally for you that you kind of forget the relationship, or you're kind of not investing as much time in the other person. But I do see that when it comes to love, make sure to let the person that you care about, that you love, let them know, work with them, communicate with them, put in a little extra effort to really spend time together and, be present with them physically so that they know, so that they don't feel that wall. Because I do see somebody showing me like there's a little bit of like an emotional wall between me and the person that I love. It's not big. It's just like somebody needs to put a little extra effort to make the other person feel special. Let's take a look at the near future. I want to see what this Devil is about in the near future. Devil is clarified by the Strength, the Ace of Cups, and the Temperance. Patience, Taurus. Patience. I know this is hard. I know it is. I know that you're showing me like I have so much emotion tied up to whatever this big shift is. I don't want to wait. It's hard for me to wait. All I can sit here is think and think and think and fantasize and imagine about what this shift is going to be, how big it's going to be, how amazing it's going to be. And you're still making me wait, universe. It's literally like, you can taste it, you can sense it, you know what it's going to feel like. And you're like, why is this shift? Why is this big momentous event not happening here in the 3D world yet? You're like obsessing over this a little bit. And it seems like the more you obsess over it, the more the universe is like, patience. You're going to learn patience. There's something that's meant to be taught here for you. Let's look at the Knight of Cups in the near future. Knight of Cups is clarified by the Six of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. I can see that the romantic aspect, the love aspect, you're doing good there. So whatever it is that needed to be done here in the current situation, you seem to be implementing it in the near future. It's not easy for you though, because I feel like the majority of your energy, you're like, I don't really want to focus on this right now. Like I have other things to focus on, but you're diverting your attention to that. You're diverting your energy to really working on the romantic aspect. And it seems to be yielding good results here. You are kind of taking a moment to like evaluate and assess your progress in like the romantic department to be like, okay, am I doing good? Am I not? What can I improve on? What can I not? But overall, I feel like you're doing good. Things are doing well. And again, you've successfully overcome whatever this little challenge was romantically in the current situation. Let's look at the Chariot in the near future. The Chariot is clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Death. What is up, Taurus? What is up? You're moving past this energy of feeling defeated, okay? You are. But there's still an energy of like, this is moving, and this is you, the Empress at the bottom of the deck. It's like things are still moving too slow for you. You're making progress. Whatever this big momentous event is, you're making progress towards it, but you want to be going faster. And for some reason, I feel like the universe, the more you try to speed this up, the more you're like, okay, let's make it happen, the more the universe kind of slows it down for you. There's something you're meant to learn here. It's taking a long time for a reason, I don't feel like you're quite getting what the universe is trying to communicate to you. You can hear it. Again, you're kind of getting the message like, okay, I meant to learn something. I need to be patient, but I don't think you're fully getting it. And the more you don't get it, the more the universe is like, okay, we're just going to keep things slow until you do get it. Let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind this month, Taurus. For this reading, sorry, not this month. From the universe, you get the Ace of Wands, the Judgment, the Moon. Yeah, you realize that this is a new start. This is something you're very excited about. There's a lot of passion. Again, this event is like this big momentous energy. And you're like, I can feel it. It's coming. It's coming. You're aware of all that. There's still something you're not seeing here, though. You're not getting something. And I feel like it's because you're trying to look at this whole like energy and communication from the 5D in a logical way. You're trying to use English to understand French, essentially. The universe is communicating to you in French, and you know, you're constantly trying to be like, okay, wait, what did you say? What was that word? Because you're listening to it from an English perspective. There's something you're not getting yet. I would say, Taurus, try quieting your mind and going a little bit deeper. Stop trying to rationalize things and make logical decisions or make logical explanations for what's happening. Okay, quiet your mind, maybe meditate or journal, see what comes up for you, because the universe is literally trying to communicate something with you here. You're listening, you're just not listening with the right tool. Oh boy. So Taurus, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you here on the next one.